Justice League International number 7, written by Dan Jurgens, art by Aaron Lopresti. Last issue, the team was being introduced to the public, and then a bomb went off, and nobody was prepared, and they all seemingly died. But obviously that didn't happen, but there was something that happened. So here's the deal. This issue doesn't tell so much of a forward story. There is a little bit of plot there, but it's more so of the status quo change, of how we're mixing things up. So I'll give you the bare bones of the story here. The explosion went off. Booster and Guy Gardner were pretty much immediately protected because of their construct / force field abilities. So they go around and they are just immediately trying to save whoever they can. They see in the smoke there are some sort of energy beings that are attacking still, like still causing chaos. And so Batman swoops in and he is like, hey, all right, me and Booster, we're going to deal with the survivors. We're going to rescue whoever we can. Guy, you take out the energy beings. And Guy just immediately goes up and does that. And we see someone on the rooftop behind is named Lightweaver. And he's like, hey, the lantern destroyed my energy constructs. You want me to attack now? And a voice over his phone or whatever is saying, no, let them stew on this tragedy for a while. And once Guy takes him out, he helps out with the rescue op as well. And just to give you just the overview, they find these people over the course of whatever. They open up with Booster has fire. She is knocked out. She is in a coma, and she's not doing so hot. Then we go to, I think it's Vixen, who her back is messed up. Like, she has a spine injury, and she, as it's revealed later, once they get her to the hospital, she might never walk again. Ice is the next one found. Booster goes into the fire and sees just an ice like cocoon in there, and when he breaks it open, Ice is in there. She's more or less fine, but both of her legs are broken and she has some serious internal injuries. Batman, he actually swooped in once the explosion happened because he was just watching from afar. He saved Godiva. Godiva's fine, just a little bit roughed up from it. And so that leaves the only two heroes left that they need to find is August General and Rocket Red. And as they're saying, like, all right, we got to get back in there and find them, August General comes out of the fire holding Rocket Red's body, and he is just dead. He's gone. So Godiva kind of freaks out about this and just like, we're supposed to be superheroes, and we were taken out by a simple bomb? Are you kidding me? And Booster's like, I know, this is totally screwed up. And Batman's like, okay, hey, crisis time. Get over yourselves. Deal with the problem. You guys deal with the survivors. Find whoever you can. Meanwhile, I'm going to find who's behind this and make sure it doesn't happen again. So then we see Guy Gardner is in the hospital, and as Ice is being carted in, and of course he's got a thing for her, and he tells the doctors like, hey, you take good care of her, she's a special lady. And then someone in the waiting room is like, hey, all of our family, all the people at the UN thing are special. Like, your person's no special than any of ours, so wait in line, bud. Booster comes across the mounted gauntlet thing that Rocket Red had, so he has it scanned to see if he can get any info off of it. He calls Skeets up to do so. And as they're going through and trying to find more people, they eventually come across Andre Briggs and Emerson Esposito, aka the two UN liaisons who were in charge of the team, and both of them are dead. So Booster heads to the hospital along with Godiva and August General. Ask Guy how things are going. He just recounts exactly what I told you about Vixen, Fire and Ice. And he asks, hey, did Briggs ever turn up? And he says Briggs and Esposito are dead. And then it turns out that the guy who was chastising Guy earlier was actually the father of Esposito. And he's like, did you say Esposito's dead? That's my daughter. And Booster just goes, I'm so sorry, but yes. And then immediately he unloads on Booster, just like, this is all your fault. You guys just attract danger. You are literally the worst. And of course, on cue, the chairwoman that greenlit the JLI last issue walks in and it basically says, like, all right, well, you guys immediately blew it. This team is null and void as of now. And if you guys ever choose to work as a team in the future, I will sue the ever-loving crap out of you. And Booster keeps trying to interrupt, but he keeps getting shut down until finally he just storms out angrily. And we see Lightweaver is given the green light to finally put the final nail in the coffin. So Booster goes up on the roof. He gets angry about how this team was supposed to be something, but now it's all turned into death and tragedy. And then he's attacked by Lightweaver, who made a giant samurai light construct. And Booster's like, wait a minute, I recognize this construct. You were the guy who was attacking us. And he's like, damn right, name's Lightweaver. And he's like, cool. You've given me all the permission I need to cut loose on you. And he fires off an energy blast, which does nothing. And Lightweaver's like, are you kidding me? Is that really the best you got? Dude, I'm going to mop the floor with you. And he does proceed to do so. And as he's going in for like the final kill shot, Booster looks up and sees the shadow of a bat above him. And he's like, Batman? But it turns out, no, it's not Batman. It's Batwing, who's here from his own series. Read that series, I guess. So, yeah. I like this issue. I think it's very well done because, like I think I said at the end of last issue, that explosion just came out of nowhere. And this does feel like, okay, you were given 0 prep time and then there's just a tragedy. How do you react to that? And this feels realistic, where people are just freaking out. They're just like, okay, we got to do this. And then they see their teammates completely bloodied and like possibly really, really hurt, if not dead. Like, yeah, it did a good job of setting that all up. And I really like how they executed that. My only complaint here is Lightweaver as a villain. Just, I don't know. I would rather they would have went with someone that seemed a little bit more threatening, even if it was someone new. Like, Lightweaver's dressed in all colorful clothes and he makes these colorful constructs. It just seems a little bit silly for something so serious as a bombing of a UN team. But regardless, it's interesting at the very least. So I am looking forward to seeing how this goes forward and whether or not these team members are going to get better or they're going to be replaced. So, yeah, Justice League International is at least shaking things up in the new arc.